Hey folks, actually before I start talking here, I'm going to turn these glasses off. Otherwise, for the next 15 minutes, it's going to be going low battery in my ear. It's so loud. Okay. There's no point in having them on because, if the battery's low enough for it to do that, then I'm not going to be able to take a call or anything anyways with them. So I'll just turn it off. I don't think I've charged them at all this year. The charge lasts a long time on them. They're pretty good for $20. They generally last me a year, but I'm not going out as much now, so the lenses are a little bit loose. They don't, seat 100% against. But if I lift them up, they stay up, so they're still good that way. That's the first thing I notice. It gets really annoying. And then they won't stay up. That's the next thing that goes. And then the earbuds wear out and they don't stay in my ear. And then they just kind of quit working, or a lens breaks or something. And it's time for the next pair. I've already got the next one. Like I say, Amazon, $20. They're great. Perfect for hands-free on the phone. Oh, it's such a nice day. And I'm hearing winter birds. Not exactly winter birds. I mean, they're here year-round, but I only hear them in the winter because there's no other birds drowning them out. I hear chickadees, nuthatches. The birds that'll eat out of your hand. I don't know if there's a place around here where they'll do that, but the Allen Park Conservation Area, I've had them eat out of my hands. In a place kind of between Cambridge and Paris, there's a conservation area there that they'll eat out of your hands. Those are the only two places I know for sure that I've experienced it. I actually have it on video too. I have pictures of the one near Cambridge, and I have video of the one at our conservation area, the closer one here. It's just peaceful. So I had no intentions of coming out today, and I had no intentions of coming down the trail. I have a coffee from our store here because I couldn't make a coffee at home. So I was just going to go out and make a video just for something to do because we have no power right now, and waste some time that way. Because when our power goes off, that's normally what I do. I go for a drive. But as far as coming down here, well, like I say, I got myself a hot coffee now, and I figure I wasn't going to come all the way down here. I have no idea what the temperature is. I couldn't check at home because this crappy phone that I've got, if our Wi-Fi isn't working, then data doesn't work on my phone. Data won't work until I leave the house. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. So I can't check the weather to see, what the temperature was. I was going to go out regardless anyways. The temperature will just determine how far I can and can't go. But I couldn't even check. So, sun's out once in a while. It's cloudy, but there's breaks in it, so I guess the clouds are coming from that direction. So it's more or less open sky over here. But there's the sun with the clouds, and the clouds are coming from that direction, so I don't expect to see a whole lot of the sun now. So it's going to be mostly cloudy. With the odd peekaboo from the sun. It feels good. Nice and warm. But, I was just going to stop at the first bench, and I kept looking at the charge, and I was like, well, it's still good, still good. So I haven't used half my charge, or at least half the gauge, because the gauge from top to bottom is like, well, top is full, obviously, and bottom is like 20 volts or something like that. So once I reach my low battery warning, I still got a long way to go. So, if you remember the Monster in its Natural Habitat series that I made, I drained down both sets of batteries that I had with me out at the conservation area at night. So I was already on my low battery warning before I headed home. I made it all the way home without issue. All my lights were on. My overhead floodlight was on. That's all I had at the time. I didn't have my bumper light yet. And I didn't have an issue. I got home on my low battery warning. And that's like 7 kilometers, 7.5 kilometers or something like that. That's what? 3 miles? And hilly, up and down, right? So, but I read in the manual, I think the lower end of the gauge is 20 volts, if I remember that correctly. So, the reason I'm out, and the reason there's no power, is because the building beside us has an issue. And we went through this a couple weeks ago. Apparently their power's flickering, and they're trying to figure out why. So we got warning that our power is going to be off for a little bit, and the reason our power is going to be off is because the wires come from the post to their building and then to our building. So in order to turn their power off, our power has to be turned off too, which is a real pain. But it was only maybe 15 minutes or something. They couldn't find an issue. So here we are today, and apparently they found the issue, because before I come out I noticed they were changing the what's it called? The meter on the side of the building. So I'm guessing that's where the issue was. But I woke up around 9. Shortly after 9 is when Michelle sent me the text that our power's going to be off for a while. And it's not going to be on again. Not going to be back on until probably noon. So I got a little bit of time. And I can't just sit there doing nothing. When my entire life is electronic now. Unfortunately, I'm relying on it. So I'm going to go make a video. There is something that I can talk about. I've been avoiding it, but I think it's time. So I'm not doing anything else right now, and I kind of talked about this a little bit last year, but never gave any details because I was just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. And for the most part, nothing happened. But then it did. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break here first and just kind of think about what I'm going to talk about, and then I'll be back. Okay, so before I begin, 2 things. One, all those clouds that were coming in, they didn't roll through, they evaporated. They're gone. So I get nice sunshine now. And the other thing, I haven't charged this camera since my last video, so I'm not sure how long it's going to last. So I might have to complete this talk when I get home after the power comes back on and I can charge the camera up. We'll see how long it lasts. But I'm going to talk about my health. If you don't want to listen to it, then I understand. You don't have to. But I'm going to explain new stuff that I haven't talked about yet. And it's going to be kind of a self-contained video. So I'm going to talk about everything. Just everything that's going on with me right now and why I'm having such an issue just getting out and that. So I will talk about stuff I've already talked about. And okay, I guess that's it. Just so you understand what's happening with me right now and my concerns and that. So what I'm going to do is just, you see that sign in the distance there, see if I can flip my screen around with it to stop recording. And I got the sun shining on the screen here, and I got revision. There it is. That sign there, that's where I'm going to walk to. So it's not far at all. And I will describe how I'm feeling when I get there. So, I need to grab my coffee with me. Still recording? Yep, okay. Like I said, sometimes I switch the viewing screen around. It sometimes stops recording. Oh. See, it even hurts just to stand at the moment. So, I'm going to walk down the trail here for a little bit. And I'm going to explain what's going on with me right now. So I'm going to start with what you do know. I have fibromyalgia, and in the summertime it tends to alleviate a little bit, which allows me to at least enjoy the summer, which is great because it's my favorite time of the year. I love the heat and all that. I hate winter because I also have scoliosis, so if I shiver, my muscles tense up and it causes a lot of pain in my back. Scoliosis, if you don't know what that is, it's curvature of the spine, and it causes its own issues. Totally unrelated to fibromyalgia. I've had it since I was a teenager. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be. The pain was so bad that I couldn't get out of bed for a while, and I've explained that before. I was on welfare for 9 years because of it, and I had a doctor who didn't believe in pain. It was all imaginary, and I think I've mentioned before I wanted to grab his arm and give it a twist and say, "Did you imagine that pain?" Right? But over the years, everything just I still got it. It's worse, but it doesn't cause the pain that it used to. So, I've been able to deal with it, and it hasn't been that much of an issue. But, it's causing an issue now. My lower back, every once in a while, if I know I look like I've so zoomed in here. I guess I'm not. I can't hold my arm out like that, because I can't hold my weight. So here I am. I'm at the end of the trail now. And I'm exhausted already, just from that. I'm not getting the pain I expected, but so I'll walk back the other way now. It'll come. Walking up and down the stairs at home, it really causes more of an issue. But the thing is, with my back now, it's like the lower, it hasn't happened since last year when I got stuck in that snowbank, and I tried lifting the back of the monster to pull it over to the side out of the rut, and my spine went snap. That's an issue for me now, and it hurts all the time in that particular spot right at the very bottom, in a place it's never hurt before, and that's the second time that's happened. And I'm done for 3 days. I can't do anything for 3 days because I'm in so much pain, and it's to the point now where I'm afraid to do anything strenuous. I'm afraid to lift anything because I just don't know if it's going to happen again. Okay, now the pain's starting. So I got that. That's new. But as far as regular fibromyalgia, I get exhausted really fast. Okay, here comes the pain. I get exhausted really fast, and my endurance just isn't there. I don't have the strength I used to. I can't do anything for any length of time anymore because I get exhausted so fast. Okay, I'm back at the monster now, but I'm gonna continue up a little more. just to overexert myself, just so I can explain it. But every year, like I say, in the summer, it kind of gives me a bit of a reprieve, so I can enjoy things. And then, by the time, usually September, October, everything comes crashing back in again with new stuff. And last year, I never really experienced it. We had to move in September, so I was kind of worn out anyway, so I didn't really notice if anything had changed. But this year, I had a really busy summer. I was busy with the neighbor. We were having bonfires every couple days, so I never really got a chance to really relax all that much or get stuff done that I needed to get done. So I don't know if I never really had a chance to enjoy my extra activity in the summer or not, or if my health just never really came back. Ooh, deer tracks. Those are big tracks too. And down to the river. Big deer tracks. So I just don't know. But now I'm at the point where I'm just done. I have nothing left that I can do. I don't know why, but the water looks cold. It's not very deep here. And the deer tracks only come down. I don't see any heading back, so he probably crossed the river. Or she. But I am at the point now where I have no energy, and I have no desire to get out of bed and do anything. So that's what I do now. I have built a life for myself in my computer, which is why I'm out today, because without power, that life is on hold. So it's nice to get out, get some fresh air, go for a walk, which I tried a few years ago, and I actually did pretty good for a while, to a little more each day, and I don't like to walk in public because my coordination's off now. I walk weird because of my spine and that, so I'm really self-conscious about walking. Somebody's walked up my trail. I'm guessing this was yesterday. I don't think we got any snow overnight. Or actually, no, probably earlier this morning. I think it was still snowing this morning. So, okay, head back to the monster, which is really off in the distance. There it is. I can see it now. There's nobody else out here. I don't need to worry about it, but I don't like to get too far from it. But that's my life now. Laying in bed on the computer 24/7, or like, except for when I'm sleeping. So it's not so much I don't want to do anything. It's just I dread going out now because I know how much it's going to affect me. And I wasn't going to go out this week at all until Friday because I have an Amazon package coming. The new hat that I bought a couple of years ago, I haven't seen it since we moved. I have no idea where it was. We are moving in September, so All my winter stuff was the first stuff that was packed, and I thought it was all together, but it's not there. I have no idea where it went. And I don't like this one. It's too small. It just doesn't seem to fit right. So I bought a new one. And it's not supposed to be here till Friday. I just got a notice from the post office that it's arrived. And I was just at the post office. It wasn't there, so I got there too early. So I got to go back there before I go home and pick it up. And I'll have a nice new hat. But everything's just crazy right now. So I know I've said this before, but those of you who've watched me for a while, you know the reason I bought the Monster in 2016, which was 9 years ago, actually 9.5 now, because it was May 2016. So 9.5 years ago is when I bought the Monster. Because, well, it looks fun. And for the most part, when it's working, it is fun. I just had no idea that it was such a problem child. It's going to need constant fixing, constant attention, constant maintenance. Often faster than I can provide it. So, any advantage to living here is I'm not driving as much. We don't have the steep hills to worry about. So it's going to last a little bit longer now. Between breakdowns, which is good. But the reason I bought it is because I wanted to have fun while I could. Because, you know, like I say, every year my illness gets worse, and I know there's a point where I'm just not going to be able to do much of anything. Which I believe I have reached now. More deer tracks. I don't know if they went through there. It looks like they went through there. These ones are coming back out, so. I don't know. It kind of looks like they went through the bush down to the river. Maybe they went down, got a drink, and came back up. I don't know. Either way, there's more. Yeah, it came up through the bush here. Because these are pointing towards the trail. So, yeah, it would be nice to see a deer while I'm out here. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, hello, birdie. I hear you. You're not far away. Sorry, I get distracted by nature so easy. I just heard a bird chirping really close. I don't see it in the bushes here. But, of course, today I'm trying to prove a point. And I'm not getting the pain I was expecting. It's there. It's just not what I was expecting. When I can't get the Monster out because of the snow. Oh, there it is. It's a Junco. I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. If I get... He's moving away pretty quickly, so I'll just set my copy down. And as soon as I go to zoom in, he's gone. Of course. Oh, I hear him. Where'd he go? I can hear it. Okay. I guess I scared it away. Oh my goodness. Okay, I head back to the Monster and sit down. So, I'm pretty sure I reached the point now where now that fun period of my life is finished. Which really sucks. So now I'm going to talk about that health issue I had last year that I spoke a little bit about, but I never told you what it was. Conversation might get a little gross here. Just warn you. So I was, I think, 34 years old when I had my first experience with constipation. Not anything I wish on anybody, it's crazy. But fibromyalgia itself causes bowel issues. Irritable bowel syndrome, they call it, is one of the problems that it brings on. And because of that, anytime I go somewhere, I don't like long trips anymore because I can't be far from a bathroom. Because when I don't get noticed, all of a sudden I have to go, and I have to go now. It always starts out as diarrhea and ends with constipation. I'm used to that. Like, that's what my last, at least 10 years have been like for me. So that's nothing new. But every once in a while, constipation will be really, really bad. And really, really hard to deal with, very painful. So, last year, I don't remember exactly when it was, I had an issue, and I was in a lot of pain. It wouldn't come out. I pushed and it did not want to come out, and it hurt so much. So, some of you may be able to relate to this. Hopefully not many of you, but I'm sure some. And, so because we don't have any central heat in our place here, Ken and I just heat our own bedrooms, that's it. Everything else is like cold. So, when I leave my bedroom, I have fuzzy slippers that I put on, and I put a sweater on. The sweater I have on is red, and I like it because it's really thick. It's got a steel zipper on the front, like they all should, not this nylon garbage that they use these days, like this stupid one that broke. So, when it was over, I stood up, and there was blood in the toilet. That scared me. So, I was going through a few things. That was shortly after I had my back snap on me again. If you remember that, when I got stuck in the snowbank. So, why did I mention that? There's a reason this. Oh yeah, I remember now. I was on painkillers, so I took something new, something I've never used before. So, what I saw wasn't just colored water. There was like little bright red stringies. That's what scared me the most. It's like, what is that? And for an instant, I thought it was threads from my sweater. But they were bright red. My sweater is dark red. So something wasn't right there. So I started Googling what would cause that. And stomach ulcers come up, and that stood out because the painkillers I was using are like super extra strength, stronger than anything I've used before, and apparently they can cause stomach ulcers. But that didn't explain these red stringy things in the water. Another thing is cancer. I'm missing something. When I was reading about the ulcers, I got thinking that's when my acid reflux was really, really bad, which thankfully it's not nearly like that anymore, so I'm hoping that was just a fibromyalgia thing one of those phases that comes and goes and gets replaced with something else, and then it'll come back again later. My symptoms just kind of cycle. I don't have the same issues every single day. So I'm thinking, okay, if this medication has caused stomach ulcers, can that also cause this? Yes, it can. But it doesn't explain those little red stringy things. So I can't remember everything. I remember cancer being in there. There are several things that can cause blood in the stool. But there's only one explanation for those little stringies that I saw. And I don't even like saying this, it sounds so bad, but it is rectal tearing, which you can get from constipation. Like I said, I've had that experience many times. That has never happened, so that really freaked me out. So I kind of, like I said, it was a Google search, so I'm not putting any stock in anything. So I kind of told you a little bit about it, but I didn't explain everything yet. I wanted to wait and see what happened, and it didn't happen again. So I kind of forgot about it. Well, about last weekend. No, it'd be probably a couple weeks now. I had the worst case of constipation I've ever had. Easiest way I can explain it. It was like there was a cork. It wouldn't come out, no matter how hard I pushed. And my bowels were saying, I gotta go now. But it wouldn't move. And I was in so much pain. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that, I was in the washroom, and nothing I did would help. So eventually, finally, the cork let go, and everything was fine. No blood this time, thankfully, but I was so sore back there. And I felt like I got run over by a truck. My whole body was just done. Absolutely done. And there's really nothing I can take for that. I got thinking, if I have some kind of laxative that I can keep with me in the washroom, then if I go through that again, it's ready there, I can take it. Well, no, you can't do that. Because if you have a blockage, the laxative works from the inside out. So it's going to start pushing. It's going to cause more pressure on this blockage, which is going to cause more pain and potentially, a major health issue. And that's kind of one of the things I was worried about. Because I was pushing so hard, not even intentionally. It's like my body was naturally just going, pushing so hard. That's what wore me out, I think. Like for 2.5 hours. So you can imagine, how much that wore me out. I would wear out a normal person, but, with having fibromyalgia, I can't exert like that. There goes a hawk. I wish it was an owl. That would have been more impressive. So that was kind of crazy. So I started doing different research on it. Now, that's when I realized, I can't take a laxative for it. But I can prepare for it. There's stuff you can take. It's called a stool softener, which helps regulate, it prevents over drying, keeps the moisture in it, so it's softer and it won't bunch up like that. Problem is, you can't take it all the time. It's for occasional constipation only. Well, okay, I'm occasional, but how do I know when it's gonna happen, right? Because once it happens, it's too late to take anything. So originally I was told that I can take it, a little bit. I think it said once a day or something. And that will prevent it. Okay, yeah. It will. Problem is, if you take it continuously or for a prolonged period of time, you can develop a dependency on it, and you won't have a bowel movement without it. You need to have it. So, what do I do? So right now, I'm only taking it once a week. Yesterday was my second time. I'm only going like once a week anyways, because I don't eat that much. So it's not an issue. But, okay. I thought my little record button, or record icon turned green, but no, it's still red. Still recording. So I'm kind of, what do I do, right? So I don't know if taking it once a week will cause a dependency. I don't know, because I'm supposed to take it every day, but like I say, I'm only going once a week, so why take it every day, right? So it could cause diarrhea. Well, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I would rather have that. That doesn't hurt. That doesn't cause issues. But so far that hasn't happened. But like I say, I'm not taking it every day anyways. Oh, the crows are busy today. So that's where I stand at the moment. Not exactly sure what to do about it, but, these wonderful health issues are just, are just kind of, making my life really not all that enjoyable anymore. Sorry, just watching the crows. So I'm not sure what else to say here. I'm going to take another break and see if there's anything else that I've missed. Just kind of think about what I've already talked about. And see if there's anything else that I really need to say, I guess. So I'll be back. Okay, so I just checked the time. It's 11:30 now, so hopefully our power will be back on when I get home. Or shortly after. But I'm loving sitting here. That sun is so warm. It feels so good. Chickadee. I see him. I'm not going to try to zoom in on him because I'll never see him in the viewfinder here. He's in the tree over here. I love that sound. Unfortunately, hearing that makes me think of winter because I generally only hear them in the winter. So I think I've covered everything except for the results of my walk down the trail. So normally when I walk, I get pain in my back. That's normal, but it's usually mid-spine. Right now it's at the bottom where it snaps. So that's where the main issue is right now. But aside from getting exhausted really quickly, I get pain in my hips. And that's kind of what I was trying to bring on by walking there. But it was mild. Maybe because I was walking slow? I don't know. Because if I can't get the monster out because of the snow, I walk down to the post office and that. I'm in so much pain by the time I get back. I can barely walk. So that's kind of what I was expecting, but I didn't get that this time. It was there, but not to the point where I can't walk anymore. So it could be because I was just walking slower. But that's kind of what I'm getting now. Is like I can't even walk anymore because my hips hurt. That's never happened before. That's recent. I just noticed that last winter. So my body's just done. So as far as future goes, there's not going to be a whole lot that I can do anymore. I'm still going to attempt to work on the monster again once springtime comes. I had a lot of things I wanted to do this year that I just never got to because I just didn't have the time. I was so worn out from everything else I was doing, all my other activities. Because I get that one project done and then that's it for the day. But then going out, like I say, I couldn't do it every day. So every couple days, I was having that campfire, bonfire with the neighbor. That was my project for the day. And it left me with nothing else, no energy to do anything else, so nothing got done. And the issue I have with the monster is, even though there's a lot that needs to be done, once I get it drivable, everything else tends to get neglected unless it's an emergency, right? Like a flat tire or something that has to be changed now. But, everything else just kind of gets neglected once I'm able to drive. And that's kind of the issue. I didn't want to go up this trail this year until I got the front end worked out. That's still, front wheels are still all over the place because the bearings are shot. I need to fix that. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on, I think, in this next coming spring. I wanted to get that rear fender finished so I could put it on, so when I'm driving in the snow like this, I'm not getting salt splattered all over the frame that's already rotting from rust. That's not going to happen, right? There's just, to me, I don't know, you guys listening to this, I don't know how it affects you, but it depresses me. Knowing that there's so much that needs to be done that I'm just not getting to. I don't have the desire to do it. Well, desire, but not motivation. I just can't get out of bed and go work on Monster, right? It's depressing. Because I know it has to be done, because the longer I leave it, the more damage it's doing to everything of the other parts around it, right? But, there's really nothing I can do about it. So, I guess that's it. Oh, it feels so good. I don't know what else to talk about. If you watch this video, hopefully it's not too depressing for you. It's one of the reasons I don't talk about it, because not everybody wants to hear this stuff. Once in a while is fine, but, I've talked about it a few times, but even when I'm editing the video, when I'm watching it, it's like, that's depressing. People aren't going to like that. So I thought I'd just make one video specifically about my health. That you can decide whether you want to watch it or not. So I'm not going to include it in every video like I have been. Just talking about, I can't do this now and I can't do that in every video. It just, people don't want to see that. I get it. But at the same time, my videos are about my life, and this is my life now, right? But I don't have to talk about it in every video, I realize that. So, thought I'd make one specifically about it. So, you can decide. So, I'm not sure what else to say. I think I'm just gonna go for a drive, use the rest of my charge. I gotta go up to the post office first. I'll do that from here before I go anywhere else. Get my new hat. And maybe I'll stop up at the Ball Diamonds and put it on. See how it looks. Show it to you for the first time. See how it fits. Because it's not like I can go to the dollar store, right, and just go grab another, which is where I usually get them from. But anyway, I gotta stop talking because there's a couple coming out for a walk. And I have an issue talking to the camera when there's people around me. You know that. So I guess I'll end here. So hopefully this video wasn't too depressing for you, and you got a little more information about what's going on with me and why I'm not making very many videos right now. Okay, so at the post office, that's supposed to be one of these. So I will open it up and take a look. Apparently it's flat, vacuum sealed maybe. Where's the end of it? Wait. Holy packaging. Get it open. Wow. Looks sealed. More packaging. Definitely vacuum sealed. It's flat. Okay, okay, good. I thought maybe I was going to need a knife to open it. A lot of packaging. Very soft. Oh yeah, it's so much better. Hey, there she be. I don't like having tags because I can never keep them centered. But that is, oh, I like that. It fits so much better. I can pull it down farther. Keep the snow out of my eyes. That's perfect. Gray matches my beard. Hey, I'm happy. I don't like buying any type of clothing items without actually seeing them, like hands-on. But like I said, I don't know if Home Hardware sells these or not, but you know, I needed something better, and I don't know where my last one went to, so I took a look. The electricians are still at the place beside me, so I'm assuming our power's not on yet. So I went for a drive. I'm at the Ball Diamond now. What's left of the field, so we turn the screen around here. Oop, focus. What's left of the field that was not, oh, sorry, that was my fault. That was not harvested last time I was here is now harvested. Everything's done. So they're finished. So I'm going to sit here and have a break. And then I'm going to continue on until I'm on my low battery warning. I'm just going to enjoy. I'm out. No power at home still, so I might as well stay out and just enjoy what's here. It's a nice day. Got a snow melting off the roof. There I am. Pretty dark there. And I'll probably stop down at the river again like I did last time I was out. So all is good. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. And I don't know if you can see it. There's a moth flying around in here. So it's enjoying it. Enjoying the nice temperatures. I'm sure it's pretty cold though. And I'm happy that the battery in this camera lasted as long as it needed to. So, I guess that's it for this one. I'll continue on. I stop down at the river, and then once I come home, if they're still busy, then I guess we still don't have power. Hopefully they won't be too much longer.